They've done a lot of work during the bye week. Pat Fitzgerald said, now let's see how it's applied at 11 a.m. on Saturday. It's applied with the touchback on the opening kickoff, and they'll start for the 25-yard line. Hull is in the backfield. Marshall Lang, he's the tight end. Hull, they play fake it to him, and going for the long pass, and down the field inside the 30-yard line. Melton is back for Rutgers from suspension. He makes the tackle, but the catch is made by Stephon Robinson.
Well, you're going to see it on the top side. I don't know. Bo Melton's eyes are in the backfield. Then he just lets the guy go beyond him. You've got to force him and stay with it. He was able to catch up.
Top sack guy is actually that tilted nose guard, Julius Turner, at 2.5 sacks. Here's a floated pass and incomplete. And Max Melton on the coverage. Derek Adams, the punter, will hold. Kubander looking for his 42nd career field goal at Northwestern from 44 yards. This is drifting off to the left-hand side, and it's no good. And that 5 turnovers this season, by the way, is tied for second fewest in the Big Ten. As Vedral throws, and they go to the tight end, and that's caught by Giovanni Haskins, a good tight end who's able to convert on third down.
They do have an excellent secondary, however.
Linebacker core includes Chris Bergen, the leading tackler in the Big Ten, and the pass rush got there. Onabare for Northwestern with a sack of Noah Vedral.
You're going to watch him come around on a stunt coming back to the inside. What you don't see there to the right is there is a huge void.
Ray Nairo, Brandon Joseph are back as possible return men, and it's Brandon Joseph, an over-the-shoulder catch on a great punt by Adam Korsak. Rutgers leads the nation in net punting, and it's a big boot by Korsak, and it's not much of a return by Brandon Joseph, and it's poor field position. Talked about punting, he said it to us before. It's the biggest exchange of real estate in the game, and of course field position's a big part of it, and the field position just got worse as Evan Hull goes down.
So this is really well done by Fatukasi. A nice job of reading things, coming right off the rear end of Teray. Does a nice job of staying nice and tight, and they look like they're lined up in man. And it's a read blitz.
And it's an Hilinski throw, and it's an incompletion as Kes Abraham was the closest player in coverage for Rutgers.
Nice, good, tight coverage on the outside. I miss Al Davis.
To punt Derek Adams. And it's into the wind, and the wind holds it up, and it's a return at the 45-yard line. And off to the right-hand side, and a hit out of bounds for Rutgers on the punt return as it was Aaron Young. Consensus All-American last year, first-team All-American as a freshman when he had 6 interceptions. And Vedral is throwing, and it's a pass breakup by Chris Bergen. It's an incompletion. Olakunle Fatukasi of Rutgers is second of the Big Ten tackles per game. And again, you see that number on the great net punting yardage for Rutgers and how well Northwestern returns punts this year. But right now, it's advantage Adam Korsak and Rutgers.
He's the pivotal player in that front for what they do.
Interesting so far, we haven't seen him line up much in that tilted nose guard position as it's Robinson with the catch over the middle, wrestled down by Elijah Clark after a first down pickup.
First thing you're going to see is protection. And he has the protection. Fatukasi had a chance to maybe get his hands on it right there. It looked like it went through his hands. Sets up the second and short.
Yeah, now he is in that tilted nose situation, and this is the offensive coordinator, Mike Pacheco's dream. He'll opt to pass it on second and short. It's a broken tackle by Malik Washington, and Washington racing to score for Northwestern to cap a 98-yard drive.
Getting down the middle of the field, and the ball's right where it needs to be.
Into the hands of Malik Washington. Bounced off Najee Jones, and Washington scores. Raekwon O'Neal, Reggie Sutton, some injuries they've had to absorb this year. And Vedral doesn't reach it. Very close. And Old Dominion transfer Jeremy Miser is the defensive tackles for Northwestern. Here is motion by Rutgers and a roll and throw by Vedral and an incompletion on third and short with pressure coming from Jeremy Miser. Northwestern drove it 98 yards and scored. And now Korsak. Fair catch called for and made by Brandon Joseph at the 21-yard line. And on 2nd and 1, Evan Hull with an interior run, enough for a first down, and Northwestern moves the chains on the 3-yard pickup.
They're showing pressure up front. that double-A gap.
And Tyreen Powell part of that pressure. Here comes the pressure. And they just forced a very quick, low, way off target throw. Just something to get rid of the ball. He has 1 sack this year. He's been in on 2 straight quarterback pressures. And here's pressure, speaking of, on the punt by Derek Adams. And then lunging forward to field it. And it's fumbled by Young and recovered by Northwestern. Crookshake's a fantastic return man, and his absence due to a shoulder injury certainly manifests itself in that situation. Oh my goodness, but a pitch back on the flea flicker is fumbled. Northwestern does recover, but it's a huge loss on the play for the 35 back to the 46.
Watch the quickness first of all, and then their wherewithal to get, nice quick. Now, right there, he forces the bad, almost has his hand on it. What a phenomenal play by Julius Turner. And on the back, see, they're giving him 15 yards, throw in front of it. Now come up and make the tackle.
Washington, they do come up and make the tackle in the open field. Robert Longerbeam. Washington tried to hurdle over him in this area that you don't gain a lot by punting, but too long for a field goal, and they are going for it. And it's Hilinski throwing it incomplete.
And they had protection, but he couldn't run away from the coverage. Nobody could get open.
The offensive coordinator told us about this week what a loss it was for them on that offensive line. Here's Vedral standing in the pocket, stepping up. Vedral has some green grass in front of him to run, and Vedral's always willing to put his body on the line when he becomes a runner and is able to lunge forward for the first down. Pacheco leads the way in rushing this year for the Scarlet Knights, 314 yards. As we wind down to the end of the first quarter, Pacheco's in the pattern. He bounced off Chris Bergen, but then he's swallowed up by Bryce Gallagher. 49 yards a game, but Jim O'Neill, the defensive coordinator, we had a good talk with him earlier this week. Let's see what the defense does here in the first play of the second quarter. Scarlet throws up a jump ball, and it's grabbed by running back Aaron Young for a long pass completion. And it means that Rutgers, Adam Korsak will punt it. And a wave for a fair catch. Inside the 20-yard line by Brandon Joseph. Northwestern. And diving over the top and converting the South Carolina transfer. 3rd straight start at quarterback for Ryan Hilinski. More and more reps for Rutgers, and they are making plays that show you why they're getting more of those reps. As there's a hole here for Andrew Clare, and Clare picking him up and putting him down the right sideline. Cut down inside the Rutgers 45-yard line.
I like this Clare kid. I think he does a nice job of running with his eyes, right? And so the one thing you could do, you have to have great.
And now he goes out of the game. And here comes Onyechi with pressure off the edge, and it forces Hilinski to get rid of the ball under heavy duress on 3rd down and 7. And here's a punt for Northwestern. They've gone for it in this vicinity of the field on a 4th and 12, but on this 4th and 7, they're punting the ball. Remember, we've seen a fumble punt for Rutgers in this game. Oh, but what a punted bounce. That is how you make it check up. Derek Adams.
Yeah, excellent job. Watch this ball. And it hit just in front of that.
Northwestern has had a 98-yard drive. Could Rutgers have one go 96? Kyle Monengai will take a big chunk of yardage to start the drive for the 4-yard line. Bounces off a tackle. And limited action so far this year for the freshman. 94 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. Vedral to throw it deep, and he's got a man, and rising up to make the catch is Bo Melton. Cam Mitchell throws him down around the 35-yard line.
Watch the middle of the field. It's just going to be wide open. The inside receiver goes to the outside receiver inside. He has to wait for the ball.
Gave time for closing speed for Cam Mitchell. And now on 2nd down and 9. And Vedral is hit from behind and driven down by Bryce Gallagher.
Does it really? Watch how he doesn't quit, right? Monengai gets on the outside of your screen there. And here he comes. He's going to pick him up. Tries to push him and miss. Sets up this 3rd and long.
Greg Schiano said Ireland Brown would have some snaps this week at left guard, and Brown was unable to block there. Oh, but Monengai on the pop pass by Vedral. That on 3rd down is complete and inside the 30 and has picked up a 1st down.
Not a good play, a great play. He popped up like there.
It's more of a splint. Motion here for Isaiah Washington. And Vedral is throwing end zone, and it opens up, and he's able to get a foot down in bounds. Bo Melton, touchdown, Rutgers.
He's going to fake it, and then Melton's all alone in the back, just has to Just has to get 1 foot in, and he does just that. Here's the double move right here. There's the pump fake and the bite, hard bite. And that's it. Ambrosio, he shouldn't be hungry anymore.
Pulsating win over Penn State last week in that huge matchup at Kinnick.
And they are playing really good defense.
And a run by Evan Hall. Charging up the right-hand side. Playing really good defense. Iowa is to the tune of 20 turnovers forced this year, by the way.
Yeah. They just, that linebacker core they have is a really good linebacker. Has a bigger arm than does that Rutgers quarterback Vedra.
Hall bounce to the outside. And then the end set by Christian Izzian, and Izzian dumps him to the turf. SHI Stadium, and Northwestern rallied for an 18-15 win, their only win of the series. As it's flared out to Evan Hall, he got a couple of downfield blocks, and one of them may have been some sort of hold. Third down conversion is negated on the penalty against Skaronski. And now a snap and roll, and Hilinski throwing on the run and finds Robinson. Transfer into Northwestern, converts the first down.
Yeah, it's good concept here, right? Use the field, you're going to buy some time. Lagerbeam almost has a chance to get his hands on.
Bo Melton for Rutgers. Hilinski.
It's going to be close. It looks like a first.
Right at the 48-yard line on a catch by freshman Jacob Gill.
He has to play well. When he's playing well, his defense is playing well.
Later this year, Fatukasi will reach 300 career tackles for Rutgers. And it's Hilinski, and Hilinski throws, and the pass is caught, and it's J.J. Jefferson, and Jefferson, a surprise injury into the receiving corps today, catches, makes a move, and has this down to the 17-yard line of Rutgers before Robert Lagerbeam brings him down. Apparently, it was a very short wrestling display based on how quickly he took the other individual down. Now here's Hilinski throwing and incomplete, and Trey Avery and Washington get tripped up, and there's a flag down in the end zone. Tight end Marshall Lang is lined up in the backfield. Hilinski throws it to him on the play fake. Touchdown, Northwestern.
And you like this down on the goal line, right? So what you're going to do is you just get him into the flat. He fakes that block, and you just slip into the flat.
They've used 2 timeouts on defense, so only 1 timeout left. Federal. They do go to a tight end. It's not Haskins, it's Matt Alaimo instead.
To the outside, and he can stop the clock. He goes out of bounds, which is fine.
Johnny Langen's in the game as a tight end. He has been playing that position this year along with the Wildcat quarterback, and a hit from behind by Adabare as Federal threw the ball, and because of it, that's why it came out nothing like you would expect to see, and doesn't reach Shamin Jones.
On that left side, Skaronski, that left tackle, he's done a really nice job.
And they'll have to generate a pass rush here, or Northwestern will opt to run the ball. Maybe a short 4 on third down.
Got it.
And Federal trying to run out of trouble, and he's wrestled down. First half is over. And it's 2 touchdown passes for Ryan Hilinski. Greg Schiano, and Rutgers will sprint off the field. Northwestern up 14-7.
He said, we made the adjustment. I don't know if it's been a problem since.
There's the kickoff to start the second half with Northwestern leading 14-7. Rutgers with the ball to start the second half, and Elaine to return the ball for Jesse Parson III.
I did ask about that O-line, and he said they're simply not good enough, and the test is they haven't been able to run the ball well.
And
right now the O-line sees a collapsed pocket around Noah Vedral.
This is exactly what coach is talking about. This offensive line is just not very good. I mean, you can't do that. Sanda Miller, on the other hand, that's a great rush, right? Credit this defensive front, and the offensive line has to get better.
With the injury to Bryce Kurtz, there are 2 different options back to return punts. Oh, and Brandon Joseph fighting that one off, ended up fumbling it out of bounds.
Not a real big guy, he's like 5'11", about maybe 275 or so, but
Meridian, Mississippi. Here's a run to the left and cut back right, and a first down picked up by Evan Hall. Just finds places where people aren't.
No, he's going to take what the defense is going to give him, right? Then he bounces it, runs with his eyes, cuts back inside. Just
on third down and 7. Hilinski is rolling and looking to throw, then opted to run the ball upfield, crosses midfield, but hit hard by Trey Avery. 4th and 1, and they may have forced Mayan Ahanatu to jump across the line and make contact. And they went with that Wildcat package where they do direct snap it to Anthony Tyus. Now Hilinski's back in at quarterback, turns and tosses, and coming down the line of scrimmage, Rutgers, CJ Onyechi with the tackle of Evan Hall. So they'll opt for the punt and to play field position as Northwestern has a 14-7 lead. They do fake the punt, and Adams is hit and dropped, doesn't convert the fake punt, and Rutgers will have the ball in great field position.
So Onyechi comes across the edge, makes a miss, and then Fogg finishes it.
Gave up 56 points 2 weeks ago against Nebraska, losing 56-7. Only they have surrendered 7 points today, as Vedral will give it to Aaron Young. The edge opens up, and Young drives forward for a first down, hit by Peter McIntyre. 46-yard line of Northwestern. Remember, this drive is starting after a failed fake punt by Northwestern.
Yeah, so what Rutgers knows is they can't.
Cam Mitchell forced the fumble, but the fortuitous bounce right back to Bo Melton. And now that 3rd and 5 that Matt was talking about. And it's a fake to Pacheco and a keep by Noah Vedral. And Rutgers' touchdown drive was 97 yards. Quick throw, Vedral to the side. Bo Melton! High hurdling. Lift for the Scarlet Knights to have Bo Melton back today.
He's it. He's their offense right now. Nice job of blocking there, but he just goes vertical. So look, Northwestern knows that's the only guy, so you got to cover it.
Went leaping over A.J. Hamilton for 9 yards. Oh, and Pacheco, ball on the grounds. Vedral hands it off to Pacheco, and then Vedral saves the day as he's able to jump back on the loose ball. It's a big loss.
Yeah, and he was going to have to run to the outside. It's at the mesh point. That's where you're going to have a little bit of pick action, but you're one-on-one to the top side.
Aaron Young in motion. Vedral spun.
He's got a chance here.
Now he's going to run to the left, and he's tackled. It's Chris Bergen, the top tackler in the Big Ten, who runs up to catch Vedral short of the first down. To cut into the lead. Ambrosio missed it. 3rd downs. Can Hilinski add to his 235 passing yards? He will drop and throw, and it's bobbled along the sideline. That's incomplete.
Yeah,
no, it's caught.
Oh, he didn't have. I don't know if he had control of it.
But they didn't score off the advantageous field position after the fumble. Rush on the punt, away by Derek Adams, and away very nicely. Caught at the 22-yard line, and a surge up forward to the 30 and 31-yard line.
And so much so that Coach Fitz just had to walk by and smile.
Well, that's why he's got wearing that number 1. The honor is the ultimate Wildcats. And the captain of the team, as the pass to Manungai is caught but short of the first down. As we wind down to the last 90 seconds of the 3rd quarter. We've seen a failed fake punt today for Northwestern. This is a kick here by Rutgers' Adam Korsak.
Yeah,
right sandwich to the middle of conference play. Wisconsin coming off a 24-0 win last week over Illinois. Here's a throw off to the right side, back shoulder, and trying to pull it in is Stephon Robinson, and he does.
Yeah, good coverage, but watch this concentration. That's a great job.
20 yards.
He scans the field very well, been accurate with the football. Good day for him.
Andrew Clare. Clare around the edge. First down. In the 4th quarter, here's the summary of today's game. Northwestern 357 yards, but they won't add to it here as Andrew Clare is thrown back.
Hey, let me show you something, okay? But what does he do? He doesn't quit. He doesn't quit. He gets back up. Another tackle's missed by Clare.
Now that's a loss back for 3rd and 8. And Hilinski. Hilinski under duress.
Threw it away.
Yep. Derek Adams to kick for Northwestern. Young had a fumble when he ran up to field a punt earlier, but sure hands on that one. Wind has calmed down just a little bit, at least as you look at the flags right now relative to how much it was blowing earlier in the game, as Rutgers is going into the wind, but they're going on the ground right now. Edge roll. Got away from Trevor Kent, but not from Anatomy Adebare.
Well, Adebare has been doing this all game long. There's plenty of time to make this throw, right?
In the game, sprints out to the right side. Sometimes a Wildcat quarterback. In this case, he's a potential receiver. There is a pass. It's Isaiah Washington and hit by Coco Azuma out on the right, flat and driven backwards.
But great job. Here, see it at the top of your screen. Now watch, one receiver's going to go deep, right? See the middle right there?
Spartans took the lead just back.
Fatukasi pressuring Ryan Hilinski as Michigan State trying to go 7-0, as you heard in that update from Mike a moment ago. Right now, Evan Hull is lined up to take a direct snap and does. And Hull looking for room. There just isn't a lot there. Marker is also down as well.
Late one. That's a late one.
Unsportsmanlike conduct that moves this drive another 15 yards down the field. Two big Rutgers penalties on the drive. Now Hull catches a pass, spins off a tackle, is able to run the ball away from Drew Singleton, who caught him and forced him out of bounds, but it's a first down.
Too many missed tackles. So the ball's there, it's fine. You're okay with that. But you're not okay with missing the tackle in the open field. You're the only guy.
9 minutes left. Northwestern in front by 7. Hilinski is looking left flat. Now goes left side in the end zone. Incomplete. And a marker down again. They do run it. Claire driving. Claire. He's in. Touchdown. Western with just about half of the fourth quarter gone by. Here's Andrew Claire from 3 yards out on 3rd and goal.
He's had himself a really good game. He's had tackle for loss. He's been coming off the ball. He's been where he's supposed to be all game long, and he has beaten everybody he's gone up against.
Vedral floats it up, out of bounds. Matt was enjoying Sweet Caroline during the timeout here at Ryan Field. And now Evan Hull. Well, it's 3 short runs, and a punt is coming. The 3 yards per gain when it comes to running the ball for Northwestern, reflective of the fact that Rutgers' defensive line is not who's shouldering a lot of what's happened today. Fair catch on the punt, 15-yard line. Leading tackler today for Northwestern is in the linebacking core. Bryce Gallagher with 10. And Simon, down he goes. Samdut Miller.
Remiss if I didn't talk about the coverage, because there is no place to go with this football. Samdut Miller just doesn't quit. He just keeps on coming. But if you look downfield, there's not much to be able to throw to. Watch Samdut Miller. He's going to come to the inside, just run through that guard.
Hull driving and very close to the first down. They need the 5-yard line. I don't think he's there. This is 4th and short. Ryan Hilinski will turn. Hull hit by Tyshawn Fogg, but enough to drive inside the 5-yard line for the first down.
Yeah, both these guys have great respect for each other and their programs and what they're trying to build. And of course, Pat's well into his build, and Greg is on the front end of his build.
They have won 3 straight to start the year, but now Rutgers has 4 straight losses.